Good morning, folks. AJ, I'm looking to make sure my audio is working. Good morning, folks. AJ, the CEO. Thank you so much for stopping by. We try and do this every Friday when I'm not traveling. Last week we were in Alabama, made it back here, and man, I was tired. I'm tired, folks. I mean, we running. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm tired. Just remind y'all, I am taking a mini sabbatical. I am still going to be working, but I ain't going to be running around like I normally would be in March. So I do have some appointments that are already booked. I will still do videos and my live stream and stuff, but me running like I've been doing since the beginning of the year, nah, we ain't going to be doing that for a tad bit, for a break. Let's go ahead and holler at some folks. Good morning to everyone. And please, folks that got my number, don't be calling me in the middle of this live stream or sending me text. I can't respond to you, folks. I don't want to call you out. Sonia, good morning. Just discovered your channel. Thanks for all that you do here. Hey, thank you, Sonia. Appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by. Philip Paul, what is going on? Rob, hello, hello. Francisco. Hey, good morning. Francisco, look, I got a problem with you, brother. You are not buying up enough stuff at Micro Center because every time I go to Northern Virginia, there's plenty of stuff in Micro Center. You need to go there and buy some more stuff for the kids, man. Come on now. Parker, hey, good morning. And I got here to make sure make sure the audio is fine as well too. Good morning. All right, so we just echoed here, so I'm hearing fine. Vaughn, hello, good morning. Miracle Temple Ministries in Canada, hello, hello. Pete, how you doing? Mike, also from Canada, how you doing? Darius, hello, hello. Just missed you when we were out there in Alabama. Broke Citizen, hello, hello. Dean, good morning to you. Norm, hello, and I will get to your question. Also, folks, remember, when you do questions, please put a Q and a semicolon or colon, whichever one it is, so it makes it jumps out a lot easier for me. Chaplain Leroy, hello, good morning. Monty, what's going on? I just saw your video, man. Great work as usual. G. Albert, hello, hello. Tamara, hello. Jay, hello. Video streams, hello. Streets of Destiny, hello, hello. Steven, hey, good morning to you as well. MTH Media from South Africa, hello. Thanks for tuning in. And RC, hello, hello. All right, folks. So, let's get all the formalities out the way. If I don't get to your question, folks, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. If you email me more than 4 times, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and set up a consultation. That way I can have dedicated time to answer your questions. You can go to ajhomes.com/consultations. We do Zoom temporarily. And just for a short period of time, we're still doing Google Meet. When you make an appointment, it doesn't make a Google Meet appointment. That's the problem that I need to work out. But we do Zoom, phone calls, Google Meet, and on-sites. I actually have an on-site tomorrow and a couple next week. So we're running, but you can get that information. If you're not a part of the Facebook group, folks, I would highly recommend you join that. It's like this all the time with media ministries all over the world, so y'all can work together. We haven't done a roundtable in a while because I wasn't feeling good. I've been tired. And just off of some of y'all on here that know what was going on, y'all like, AJ, we'll be good. Take a break. So that's what it was. We will have something this Sunday. All the information is on the Facebook group. All you got to do is answer the 3 questions. Don't you dare live stream inside the group. And that's it. And you're inside. What else am I forgetting? Oh, yeah. I was recording a video to show y'all how I do my prep work before this. I was trying to edit it, and my phone missed out one of the videos. It acted up. So all I had was the intro and the outro. So I'm going to record that again. But I was going through some stuff, and I realized I haven't done this in a while. And I want to shout y'all out, folks. Hey, I need y'all so that we can make this show a little bit more interactive. And I did this in a while. We haven't gotten any, so I'm going to just do it again until we hear from it. I want to hear your viewer stories, folks. I mean, y'all are doing some great stuff out there. This is an opportunity. If y'all are doing something with your ministry that is unique, let me put you on the platform so other people can do it. Because, hey, if you're doing something very unique, it might inspire some other ministries to do the same thing. Go ahead and make your email the subject viewer stories. Send it to info@ajhomes.com. No music in the background, clear audio, 2 minutes or less, best as possible. And send it over to me, the name of your ministry and all that other good stuff, and I will feature you on here. Also, if you're proud of your team, folks, send me a picture so I can shout your team out, and just make the subject media team shout out. Get a picture of your team, and your ministry, where you're located, and all this other stuff, because I know all of y'all got tons of volunteers that are working hard, and this is an opportunity for me to shout them out, and that's what I'd like to do. Also, we are at 61,000. What are we at? We're at 61,000 some odd subscribers, 61,100 and some subscribers. No, 61,198 subscribers. We're doing a giveaway. I said we're going to be doing a giveaway every 10,000 subscribers until we hit 250,000. I believe we can hit 100,000 this year. So if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, share it, all this other stuff. Because that giveaway, we're doing a $2,000 giveaway live streaming bundle, which is an A10 Mini Extreme monitor, PoE switch, PTZ camera, joystick, all this other fun stuff. The last person who won, they actually, AVCan sent me a AI tracking camera, and guess what? That's the camera that they won. So you just never know. I have a bunch of other stuff that's coming in from different vendors. Another PTZ cameras coming in, some other stuff from Ori, and some other cool stuff. So, hey, I don't keep all the stuff, so I give it away. So this is your way to do it. Link is down below if you want to enter that giveaway. You only got to enter once, or you can use this link right here. I need to put a QR code up so y'all can do that as well, too. What else am I forgetting? I'm trying to make sure I don't forget some other stuff. But anyway, we'll get to it if I forget it. We'll come back to it. So like I said, if you got questions, folks, go ahead and put that Q in front of there so it jumps out to me. And let's go to the first one here. Norm, why won't OBS recognize files? I think we answered this in the comments. And Mike, thanks for chiming in. The file that Norm was talking about was the JSON file. The JSON file is a file. I've used this back in the day as well too. Your JSON file is the file that actually stores your stuff. So if any of y'all have bought the OBS bundle, you've actually used the JSON file. This is where you can import it. So I've already imported through the OBS bundle. Just recall, y'all do know that we do support the OBS bundle in French, Spanish, and German. Still looking for more people to help translate into other languages, or we can just use AI. You never know. But anyway, if you want to import it, and we'll go to one of those files. So I'll go to this. So the JSON file is this. It stores all that information. You cannot open it directly. If you really wanted to see what it looks like, it's all this code and wonderful stuff like this. That is what the JSON file is. And it just builds out everything, all the settings, all of your scenes, everything like that. I highly recommend, if you do a lot of stuff in OBS, to back up your scenes and your profile, and it will save it in this file. And that's what it is. So that's how you get to it, and that's the file that you were looking for, and that's how it opens up and all that other fun stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. Reverend Leroy. I got my drink, and I'm like, why in the world am I coughing? Woo. Had the hiccups there in a second. I must be missing a step in setting up Prism. Would you go through the steps? What brand is the overhead camera mount in back of you? Is that a PTZ? Yes, that's a SMT AV10X PTZ that's over here. I think I sent that mount before. Give me a second because I have to dig through my Amazon history to find that one. Camera mount. I'm sorry, I am looking through here, and it's not that the volume is low. I'm just moving away from the mic, but I'm gonna turn it up a little bit and try and stay right here. Give me 1 second. We've been ordering a lot of stuff, so I gotta go through years of searching for the history so I can find that mount. I thought I linked it in here. Actually, I used to use kit.co, a website, but for whatever reason, it slows down in loading. My most recent bundle, man, that is my old setup. That was actually when I was still married. I actually need to update that picture. So if we go through here, yeah, home studio. I don't think this is going to carry it too. See, the one thing, kick.co, I used to keep all my stuff here, but for whatever reason, the page just is horribly slow. Austin, thank you for subscribing. I don't understand why it does this. It's like something is in the background of the page or something that's just acting up. See, I go to the link directly, it works. Clicking on the link doesn't. So let me see if it's been updated in here. Yeah, I need to update this. I need to do updated video on my setup. Yeah, it's not in here. I'm gonna have to go back and try and find that. But back to your question, you were talking about the Prism setup. What step are you specifically talking about? And I will go back and do that. I'll actually log into a church that doesn't have Prism at all, and we'll set it up there remotely, and we can see from there. All right, we answered that one. Rob, also, y'all haven't seen the video. We've been doing a lot of work over at Gates of Faith. Like yesterday, I was over there. We got the cameras, and we got almost all the cameras set up. The door access has been fun, to say the least, sarcastically. I'll give you a sneak peek before I answer your question, Rob. This is the setup that we got so far. I'm only doing it for a second. But no, it doesn't matter. I mean, we got the cameras up. We got one more camera that we got to set up, and then ordered another 3 to cover some more other areas. And then we also have the networking setup. So the topology that we've got set up right now, we have the UDM, the NVR, the switch. We got the printer. I was going to say the projector. The printer, the hub, the office access point. We added an outdoor switch. That was in the video y'all haven't seen yet. The door access sensor, the office camera, the 16-port switch. It was in the media booth, the 2 cameras. We got one more camera to set up. Downstairs access point, upstairs access point. This is the old router. That's going to go away once I get everything connected. And it looks like Aaron left his iPad at church. So that's the setup. But anyway, let's go back to your question. And that's the reason why I was saying that. And I'm realizing this right step brings us up. On your unified church setup, are you using PPSK and one SSD or multiple SSDs with multiple passwords? Multiple SSDs, SSIDs, with multiple passwords. So obviously I'm not going to show the password, but inside of here, this is the setup. We have one for secure, we have one for guest, and they are completely different passwords. Only administration and hardware like the X32, the musicians that interact with the X32 to remotely control it, they're the only ones that have access to this. Everybody else has guests, completely different password. When they saw the password I gave them for this, they were like, okay, yeah, nobody's guessing that. So it's going to be very interesting. But yes, I always do separate passwords for the SSIDs for the different Wi-Fis there. So hopefully that answered your question. Sonia wants to know, I have an ATEM mini ISO, want to externally record and connect to laptop. Any workaround since it's only one USB-C port? Yes, but my question to you before I answer that is, what do you need the USB-C port for when you're connecting it to the laptop? I did a video about this. You can connect the hard drive to the USB so that you can record, and you don't need the USB to control the ATEM. You can control it over your network. Now, if you're also trying to feed from the ATEM into your computer and going into OBS and record, no, that won't work. If you're doing that, that's where I would just, if you're using OBS or some other program, that's where I would just use that program like OBS to record and whatever you're doing with that. But let me know, what else are you doing with the connection? If it's just the control, you don't need that. Once you set it up, you can connect to the ATEM over your network and control it. Tamara Brown, hello. How can I run 2 macros in parallel in OBS Advanced Scene Switcher on the Mac? I have not messed with that on the Mac. But just from my understanding of macros, you can have one macro that calls two macros, and it should launch both at the same time. I don't know if that will work. I've done that in a long, long time ago, but I would try that. If that doesn't work, then we would have to look at something else. Jay, good morning. Any thoughts on how to stop auto tracking from tilting up and down during auto tracking using the Famaco Camera 20X? Our camera is the right distance. Did firmware update? There was a setting in the camera to only do stuff like this and not up and down. Panning. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So let me log into mine. That one is over here. And let's see. From auto tracking, you have presenter mode, you have zone mode, auto frame, humanoid frame. I don't know. I haven't updated mine. Let me turn on tracking. And let's see. All right. So it's zoomed out right now. And now let's see what it does. All right. So obviously that one does that. That's presenter mode. I wonder what auto frame. All right, that's auto frame, and it lost me. All right, auto frame is a little too slow for me. And zone. It's looking like zone is the one that's, I guess it stays in a certain place. I have to go back and refresh myself. I would play around with that. And obviously, I need to see if I need to do a firmware update. Because I haven't done that in a minute. But I'm going to have to circle back with you on that one because I don't know off the top of my head there, Jay. G. Albert. Have you ever checked out a motorized rotating panoramic tripod head remote control? We have two cameras. Yeah, actually, that's originally what I had that I installed at Antioch when I first got started. It was actually with Servo City. And I actually gifted those that we didn't use anymore to Chuck. I don't know if he's still using them. I think he still is. So Servo City, this is when PTZs were still super, super expensive. So what I did is I found this, and it was a pan tilt arm, and it was actually this one. You got to think, back in the day, it was cheaper for me to get a Canon G20 and get it with this than it was for PTZ cameras. Now, this is more expensive than a PTZ camera. That just told you how to change the stuff. This is what I used, and this gave me all the remote control, and then I used a camera that had link control, so I could turn the camera on, zoom in and out. That's what I originally used. Now, the smaller pan tilt zoom heads for like smaller camcorders, I've used those as well too. They work the same way. They don't have as much motion as this, but yes, I have. Yeah, and that will make it act that way. The only issue is it doesn't control the camera, so you need to have, I prefer a link control. I don't like Wi-Fi control with the cameras. It's just not fast enough to perform. So a link control send directly commands to the camera to turn it on, off, all that other stuff. The Bible stated, there remaineth a rest. Take a rest. Oh, I am. I think I finished doing some stuff at Gates yesterday. I got home at 6:30. I didn't even turn the lights off, and I woke up at like 4:30 this morning. I was out. Yeah, no, I'm back to that. The way I have the JSON file configured, all of the assets need to be loaded on the C drive. and it's looking for that exact path. If it doesn't, the new update of OBS will help you search for where all those files are. It's very simple there. Bruce, hello, if I didn't say it already. And back to Dean. Have you seen this Umantec Easy HSV Plus HDMI? No, I have not. Let me see. That is the Umantec Easy HSV Plus HDMI to SDI converter. I want to be somebody who names stuff, because I'd be like, who came up with this name? Oh, Lumantec, not Umantec. I got it here. So let's see. Not secure. That's not cool. And with a scaler, save your live event. HDMI scaler with a display. I mean, that's pretty cool that you can actually see what's coming in, but I know that's gonna jump the price up a little bit. But I do like the fact that you can actually see what's going on. I wonder how much that costs. And it only goes up to 1080p 60. Okay, well, that's 3G. That would be the reason why. Let's see how much this costs. North America, USA, search. Marker Tech. I have not gotten anything from them in years. Let's see how much this costs. That's not bad. I mean, granted, that's more, and it has a scaler. So the up-down cross HD Blackmagic one is around 150, but it doesn't have a screen. So that's not bad. I was thinking this was going to be a lot more expensive, but that's cool. Thank you for that, Dean. I might look into that. At least like having other options of other equipment. That would make it easy to see if there was an issue or something. And also, Dean wants to know, are you able to show the analog to SDI converter? I don't have that anymore. That's actually installed at Holy Temple, where I got to go back to do some training with them next month. I think the 23rd. I'm going to be down there. So I'll have appointments like that, but not, I am going to be doing St. Matthew's. That's where all that stuff is in the garage, and I'm looking at the camera to see. I'm expecting something from UPS. That's what I'm doing next month. Possibly Union Hope. And it's like 2 other churches, I think, that I'm going to be doing some install. Then I got to go back up to TCF. I have to change the I have some brackets that I have to secure the cables above the drop ceiling in the sanctuary. Fun. Anyway, so we give it there. Phyllis AV Archive. Hello. All right, I answered that one already. And you have follow-up. I was the head of the church media ministry. Now I'm full-time owning an IT company doing data recovery and AV digitizing. So I've been following forever. And I can't wait for you to get it 100,000. Hey, I can't wait either. And thank you. And that's awesome as well, too. Thank you. The Frugal Streamer, love the name. In process of making a media room for our broadcast. Been a lot of fun, but stressful too. Had our first live stream Wednesday. Sweet. What equipment did you end up going with in there? Keith. Hello. You're seeing your map network drives look like mine. Yeah, I was this close to actually. Let me take a little caveat and just show you some of the things that we're going to be doing in the future. We got this stuff coming in. I put a poll out there, and as much as I like to go with the stuff that y'all suggested, I had to ignore some of it. I was asking y'all Wait a minute. Where is it at? Where is it at? Let me go to my channel real quick. So in this community post here, I was asking, what stuff would y'all want me to do? And the majority wanted me to build a 8600G streaming PC. Now I've built a bunch of computers. I'll do this later, but what I actually ended up getting was a solar generator. That should be here next week. And what I ended up getting was, and don't mind the prices, I got this when this was heavily on sale. That's what made me end up getting it. It was like 75% off. But what I ended up getting was this solar generator. I got it, if you want to know, I got it for $550. And this is a solar battery that can have 1,000 watts, no, 1,200 watts of power, and technically can last for 11 hours. The vision of this is to show when you're going out in the community, you're trying to do a live stream, and instead of running extension cables everywhere, this is what's going to be used. Now, the beauty of this, I bought this before I heard back from my brother-in-law that we got, for the 4th year, we have the contract with Prince George High School to do their live stream. We used to run extension cables all the time. Now, I'm going to test this out here personally first, and then this is what's going to provide power for our 3 cameras, our ATEM, laptop, our streaming over mobile. If I can get Starlink, I do that as well too. But I think the nano stations that we've been using for years to beam internet from the football field to the field house works for us. But this is what I'm going to use to power that, with the vision of thinking this is what you can use if you go mobile anywhere and you want to live stream. If you're in the park, you're doing community stuff, you don't have to worry about finding power. This whole thing charges in about an hour and a half. And then also it can be redundant power. So when this is not being used, this is what I'm going to plug into my network internet. So if the power goes out, this lasts way longer than these APC battery backups. So that's what we got going around the corner. And back to the question, what I was thinking about doing is getting another NAS, a faster NAS, and then my NAS that I was using is still pretty fast. I'm going to donate that to the church as well, too, for storage. That's what I was thinking about doing. But that's the stuff that's coming down the pipe we're looking at. D Green, that's my stall for getting more people to ask some questions as well, too. Have you used the Uno overlays for graphics? No, I have not. I have not heard of them either. And like I said, if you know my number and you're sending me messages, I can't check them, folks. Overlays. That's the first time I've heard of this. Uno overlays, live overlays for streaming. So this links directly here, right? That's pretty cool. So it's like a web interface that's streaming it, and you add a layer to your stuff. Is that correct? So let's see. Data viewer, event viewer, basketball tournament, scoreboard, customize. There's your logos, settings. But how do I link it? Does it give me a direct link to do that? If so, that's pretty cool, because then you don't have to use something direct and you can make your own stuff. Let me go ahead and save that, because I will come back and check that out. That's pretty cool. Full screen. Yeah, I'm wondering how that's captured, but thank you for that. I'm going to link that, and I might use that if we ever get back. We were doing live streaming for schools for a long time, and just like churches, the schools are like, oh, we don't need to live stream no more. So we'll see how that goes. Back to Phyllis AV Archive. I feel like all of the back-end IT people haven't updated our site since last year. Streets of Destiny wants to know, how is the lighting set up? That was at Abundant Life. Yeah, Abundant Life. They actually did that when I was out of town. So I haven't gotten over there to show the final video. They've that stuff has been done for a while. Actually, Pastor Gary sent me a message because somebody changed something. There's a buzz in their sound, and I didn't do their sound. I moved their sound, but then they brought somebody in to do their sound, but they're having an issue. So when I go back over there, I'll do a full tour of everything. Rob, Unify stuff is the greatest. I'm converting over like 11 churches with that stuff. Look, hey, Unify is awesome. If you haven't seen, this is my setup. These are all the ones that I manage as well as my own. So we got Abundant Life, the church I was just talking about, Amazing Grace World, Antioch, Big Red. That's actually a trucking company. Community Independent Methodist Church, Chapman Grove. That's nothing but security cameras. Epworth United Methodist in Baltimore. First Union Baptist, that's here at Mechanicsville. Gates of Faith, NVR and that. Good Shepherd, Greater Works, my stuff, Lebanon Baptist Church. This is the one thinking about doing Starlink to. New Life Lutheran, that's the one down in New London, North Carolina. Signs and Wonders. My mom, Union Grove. And their Union Grove's NVR has been off since November. I might need to catch up with them. But with that being said, we have St. Matthew's is going to be another one. That's what I'm waiting for. Their stuff to be delivered today. Mount Tabor, we're going to be moving them over to Unify with their Wi-Fi. And we got like 4 other ones as well, too. So really, really like the Unify stuff as well. Phyllis AV wants to know, with the Unify setup, is the guest bandwidth limited? Yes, it is. They're limited to 10 megabits download and 1 megabit upload. So they are discouraged from trying to live stream anything. D, hey, good morning, D. Back to Sonia. Don't have much of a network. Church wants an external storage. That NAS that I was just showing you, that's how I started with that. That's a network storage. I put that there, so all of the assets, use it for backup of everything. That's how all that stuff works. I do that same thing here. I have 2 NASs here. One for my personal, one is just for business and media, one is for personal and business. The other one, which is 20 terabytes, is nothing but for media storage. So I keep 3 years of all of the stuff I've ever recorded for 3 years. And then after that, I purge it, but I always keep the final recording of everything. That's how I use my stuff. So, and especially when you're saying you're a mobile church, one of those Anchor batteries might be cool as well, too. And you don't have to worry about, power and stuff like that. So, and Starlink also allows it to be mobile. So really liking that stuff. Isaac here. My church is upgrading our old analog Yamaha mixer. Is the X32 still a good option? Yes, that is what I have. One of those supposed to be delivered as well today too. I'm still recommending the X32 mainly because I'm comfortable with it. I like it, but then all the churches that I'm going to, they're referencing other ministries that they know, and that's the board that they use. So most of them are not too adventurous to try something else that they can't, have a point of reference to. So I use that because all the other churches in their community that they speak with, have revivals with, that's the same board. So when I'm not there, they can always go and ask the other ministry for help. When I do my stuff, I don't install the stuff and I have to be their point of contact. I like to hand off and have them collaborate with other people so that once I'm done, they don't have to call me back. I don't want to nickel and dime anybody to where, because it's just me. So like I've been telling my pastor, I'm tired. I'm being honest with you. I love what I'm doing, but I'm tired. I'm one person. I can't do but so much. So my whole thing is I want to make sure the stuff is done right. And I empower them as much as possible. And they have bonds with other ministries to where they can keep collaborating, work off each other. And they only call me in if they want to do enhancements or they just have some questions that they weren't able to get to. So hopefully that helps. Miriam, we're putting a quote together for the church board for the Unify system. We don't have any Unify equipment. Can I just get an NVR and not the UDM? Can you possibly show what we need to set up? Well, Miriam, let me know exactly what you want to do. If you only want to do security cameras, then yes, you could do nothing but the NVR. So that's what you didn't see in the I think I did do it in the follow-up video. So if I go to the Gates of Faith NVR, now let me take that back. You will need to do something. The NVR cannot work by itself. My apologies. Because the NVR is literally only for data recording. And it does run the Protect app, but it does not do DHCP. It doesn't have PoE to send a network connection to go out to the cameras. You can't hook a switch up to it, excuse me, so that it can control a switch. Now, the reason I say that is, and I'm not going to show mine necessarily, but like mine, I don't have an NVR, but I have the UDM Pro, but I'm running Protect because of how many cameras I'm using. This work. Hold on one second.
All right, got you today. Yep. Take that, and I got one more for you. And then I just need your finger to.
I was telling my live stream I had somebody who was getting ready to deliver, so you're here on the live stream.
Oh. All right. Let me go get that home, right?
Yes.
Awesome. You get your lab.
All right, thank you. One second.
Smells like spring out here with the
Yep.
mulch.
Yep, thank you.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
That was funny. I was telling the UPS guy, I was like, man, I was just talking about this board being delivered, and I don't know if you saw him because I was still in the super source. He stuck his head in and waved, but there's the X32 right behind there. But Miriam, if you would let me know exactly your setup, and like I was trying to say, in my setup, I'm running Protect because I am using the amount of cameras that will work with my setup. So as you can see, I have in my setup, I can go up to 9 2K cameras, or I can use 14 with just the UDM Pro. That's enough. But the UDM Pro also is your router, handles the networking, handles all this other stuff. So like the one that I'm getting ready to get, which is actually, I thought it was going to be UPS, must be FedEx. I'm getting the UDM Pro SE, the special edition that has the PoE switch built in. That's going to be for St. Matthews because they're going to go with cameras, but they don't want to do a switch right now. So I can connect up to 4 cameras or 8 cameras into the UDM Pro, and that will give me camera access and security stuff. But let me know in detail what it is. And actually, let me show you that back again. So that's mine, I can do up to 5 4K cameras, 9 2K cameras, or 14 HD cameras. But with the NVR, that can support, the NVR can support 21 2K cameras, 12 4K cameras, and 42 HD cameras. I only have one 6 terabyte drive in there right now. We're going to add more, but let me know and we'll design something. But I just need to know specifically what else that needs, and we'll design one here. B. McKnight. Yes, sir. We're using the AVCam's PTZ camera, and when we zoom into certain areas of the church, it starts to flicker. There is no anti-flicker option. Well, what are you, in your camera, you do have a little bit of flicker option there. Let me show you. So back here on the camera, where's that image? So you have anti-flicker right here, which mine is not set. I don't know why I normally set it. I set mine to 60 hertz just to match everything that I have going in the back of my head. Did I nick myself? I shaved. I must have missed a spot. But anyway, there's your anti-flicker right there. I would check that first and see if that's an option. That is under image and under exposure. So hopefully that helps you. Let me see. Mr. Santos here was saying, what's a good option to get backgrounds graphics for our new LED wall? Well, you got a couple of options. I like going, honestly, what I use for mine is I still use it. I use Envato Elements. I can get all these backgrounds from here for one yearly fee. I can get as much as I want. You could go to CMG Create. They also offer ones that are free, or you can have a subscription with them, and you can have stuff as well too with that. And they always are coming out with new ones. They have motion ones and things like that. Or honestly, you can use Pexels, and I got to be careful because sometimes Pexels has some sus stuff up on here. Or more importantly, you can use now. I'm gonna get into it when I get access to it. If y'all have heard of Sora, that's about ready to change the whole game up for AI video editing. But you can use a Midjourney to just create and make whatever background you want that's unique to you. That's another option as well too. So hopefully that helps you. Keith, simplistic way. I need to zoom a guest to the congregation and stream through worship tools or OBS window capture. OBS window capture. That is the easiest way to do that. Back to G. Albert. 3 to 4 years ago, a company installed live streaming ATEM control and OBS are installed on PC number 1. StreamYard on PC 2. I don't believe that we're using OBS. How can I track the app workflow? I'm not understanding that. ATEM control and OBS are installed on PC number 1. StreamYard on PC number 2. Why would it? StreamYard acts just like OBS, but for StreamYard to work, StreamYard would need to have a USB connection from the ATEM would need to be going into PC number 2. I don't believe that we're using OBS. Okay, if you're not using OBS, then that would mean the ATEM is connected to PC number 2, and the ATEM control software can be anywhere on any computer as long as it's all the computers on the network. How can I track the app? Which app are you talking about? Are you talking about tracking StreamYard? Let me know. I need a little bit more details on that. Gomez Gani, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. I want to know the app to use for streaming and Bible app that is compatible to that app. What do you mean? Use the stream? You could just use OBS. And now when you're saying app, is it for a computer, tablet, or phone? I got to make that decision. If you're on a desktop, you can just use OBS and then use the free First Fruit Studios Bible app, and that will bring that in directly under one app. But need a little bit more detail there to answer that thoroughly. Is there a way to stream live services and not get copyright? Yes and no. Yes, you won't get a copyright if you just don't include anything that has the potential to hold anybody's stuff. But again, there are bad actors out there that will claim a whole bunch of stuff that's not really theirs. So for example, let me go over here, and I still have access to Good Shepherd. And they're almost at 1,000 subscribers. That's good. They are constantly getting hit with foolishness. So let's see. So copyright strike, that was from last year. But let's see what was claimed. they were playing a song that they didn't own. Let's see here what this copyright strike was. What are my steps? Okay, they could have been playing a track. Let's look at their last live stream. So here they have a copyright. Every praise. I really hope they weren't playing a track. When we all get to heaven. That's an old song. And there's no way that is claimed. Let's see. I want to see who is claiming that. If y'all can hear that. That is what somebody's trying to claim is theirs. That is being done live. I don't. Did y'all hear that? Could y'all hear that at all? Please let me know if y'all could. That is some foolishness. So the reason I say this, copyright stuff is kind of difficult. The main thing is you're given creative license to use certain stuff. Like as a musician, I can play, I mean, unless you have somebody just as a complete jerk that uses your medley and stuff like that. But the idea, creative, I forgot the exact word. First off, I'm not a lawyer. Please, you know, the ramifications of all. Make sure this is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. Go get your own lawyer, blah, 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 all that stuff. All right. The thing is, you cannot just copy, play a CD, play an MP3, something from iTunes or even from YouTube without permission of the person that owns it. Like if y'all played, like I think Otis, we made announcements for the eMissionary Conference a few years ago. They played it. I got it sent to me because it was a copyright strike that somebody was using my stuff. I got that sent and I was able to say, hey, just ignore it. That's how it's going to work. So the idea is I gave them permission, so they were fine. You cannot play music unless you get permission from the artist and, more importantly, the publication company that has the rights. You can't do that. So first, completely ignore that. Now, this nonsense right here, that is just somebody just doing some stupid stuff that they don't own that. Like, I wish, where is it so I can see who's claiming that? I don't know. Because, I mean, you can, the idea is fair use is if you use somebody's stuff and you're making something completely different. That is something what I used to use is like, hey, I might do a Kirk Franklin song, but I do a completely different mix. I play it a different way, do it in a different key. I've made something new from that. That's fair use. If you just straight copy it, like if I sit here and just play the Marvels movie on YouTube, that's not right. Now, you do have reactions and reviews. You have a certain amount of time you can use it. But anyway, that's the long drawn-out answer that you need to make sure that you're only using stuff that you have rights. Understand the difference between, like I think one church got hit. This Indian company claimed that they own the rights to lift their voice and sing. That's a lie. Facebook and YouTube do not vet the people who claim to own something. That's the issue. You have bad actors out there trying to intimidate people that will throw claims and just realize after a second claim, if you go all the way down the path of going to court, they have to prove that they actually own that. Most companies will drop that stuff because they know they have to. It's meant to intimidate you. Most people don't push that far. I do. So this company's claiming they own Lift Every Voice and Sing. Oh, I will spend the money if we're going to go to court because I already know you're going to lose that because that song is in the public domain. They don't own it. So it's knowing your rights. Long answer, do not play anything that you do not have permission to use or you have written. Like I had somebody claim a song that I wrote that is in the Library of Congress under my name. They tried to claim that they own that song. And I'm like, oh, we going to court because I'm going to win that immediately. And I'm going to sue you for everything. for claiming that. But then mysteriously, they dropped it because after a certain period of time, they have to prove that they own it. And these people don't own that. So how do you avoid copyright? Only play stuff that you own, but then also make sure you have everything in order, that if somebody, a bad actor, claims that you're using something that they don't, you know that this stuff is good. Like any song that's in the hymnal, you can go look at the bottom, look at the copyright, who owns it, and if that don't match the same company, they're lying. So anyway, let me get off of that. Darren, South Carolina, hello. Madhav, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Hey, AJ from India. First of all, you are doing great work. Thank you. I would like to know which is the best audio interface for live streaming, and we use OBS. Well, that's subjective. I've used a bunch of them. I've used a cheap $25 one. I've used the Evo 4 that I just gave to Oasis of Hope. That was around like $150. It all depends on what your budget is. And so again, I mean, you can. I will only recommend the ones that I've used. I've used the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. I've used the solo version of that, just the one input. I've used the Behringer one that's like $40. I've used the Rode ones. Yeah, it's a bunch of them. So I just need to know what your budget is, and I can recommend one to you. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to jump through some people here. So folks, if you like, we got 67 people here. So if you don't mind, folks, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps. The more likes pushes us out to more ministries and more people that it can benefit. So I hope that helps. Justin. Hey, AJ, I've watched your content for a while, but I'm not a person that typically comments, but I wanted to ask you how someone would go about helping churches set up systems as a business. Somebody actually asked me that, and I've been meaning to do something. I just didn't know if this would be of interest, but the fact that you asked this, I would. Now, please, let me go back to that lawyer statement. This is not financial business advice. I'm just going to tell you my path. Originally, a lot of people ask me to do stuff almost like you have a friend that knows stuff and you just ask them for a favor. That's where at beginning, that's what I was being done. Like somebody would be like, hey, you don't have a computer business, but you know computers. Can you fix my computer? That's how I originally started. Now, as time went on, and once you make more than $600, that's when you have to start filing that stuff. And that starts adding to your income. You start doing all the taxes and blah, blah, blah. And I've been self-employed being a musician for years. So what I ended up doing is I started an LLC and I put everything in the LLC so that if anything happens, it goes to the LLC. But if you know anything about LLCs, after the profit is made, that comes back to the owner. Last year, my company moved to an S Corp. So now my company is a completely different entity, and I am hired by that entity. So if you sue my company, it won't come to me. You're just suing the company, and we're separate. Anyway, what I ended up doing is finding the regulations or whatever. So originally, I was just doing computer work. There's no license for that. Yeah, you could get A+ certified and blah, blah, blah. But I've been doing computer stuff for 27 years. I could go get A+ certified. I just didn't want to spend the money on it because I thought it was a waste because tech is changing so fast, and a test is not going to show you everything. That's just my personal opinion. So I started doing that so that I could also get business liability so that if anything happens, I'm covered under the insurance and all this other stuff like that. So I started finding that stuff, and then I got my EIN with the government so that my company is registered separately, gets taxed separately, all this other fun stuff. And then like what I learned off of TCF, there are other certifications and contractor licenses I need to be registered for Virginia and all this other stuff. And it's a constantly growing process. So, and then, I mean, I don't have a link to it, but I use an invoicing system originally. I used PayPal. PayPal is trash. Then I moved over to QuickBooks. QuickBooks is trash. Then I moved over to FreshBooks. FreshBooks handles my invoicing, my billing, all this other stuff like that. And then I used, I mean, it's a bunch of stuff I could go through. If you want me to do that, I can do a video separating exactly what I did and what I'm still learning. But like I told somebody else, I thought somebody was knocking on the door. I would highly recommend, again, I'm not trying to keep all the business for me. Like I said, I'm tired. I love helping out, but I'm only one person. I would hope to encourage more people to do this stuff, but don't let this scare you away from it, because I didn't know this stuff either. And I never thought me working on people's computers and getting the LLC to cover that would lead me to where I'm at now. So there's plenty of stuff. The easiest thing is to get your EIN. You can fill out a piece of paperwork now online and get that in the next 5 minutes if you really wanted to do. Get yourself an LLC. You can go through other companies, or you can do that yourself to file the paperwork to get that done. Get registered with the federal government, with the state, or your country. I don't know how it is outside of the United States, but it's probably something similar. And then get yourself an invoicing system. You can always use some stuff free, like Novo. Oh, let me go back to that. You need to have a bank account that's in the business's name under the EIN that you just set up. I have 3 banks through my business. I have one through Bluevine, which is a business account, which monthly is free. Lily is another one that I use. Then I also use Novo. All 3 of those are business accounts that I have, and Novo offers invoicing, payments, and all this other stuff. So you could start with anything, but I can do a deep dive with that. I just didn't think anybody would be interested in that in this video. But if you are, I will try and make something that to help. Man. Darren, I have a video for you on our security camera setup. We're using Synology's. I have a video for you. Our security camera setup. We use Synology's surveillance station and have 30 plus cameras inside and out. That's awesome. I did have that option with my Synology, but I was having too much fun with Unify. That's why I ended up using that one. Rhonda. Good morning. Is there a way in DaVinci Resolve to automatically or easily adjust the audio fluctuations in speech? Yes, there is. And that's what I play around with, and I'm still mastering it. So like, for example, I will show you the video that I was trying to edit this morning. And this is what I do with my levels in my videos. So when y'all complain, I must have been doing something right, because I used to get people that complained all the time. Your audio is like this, and I'm learning it. So this is, give it a second, because it's pulling from my NAS. And I need to do another thing that I show you, that everything here has a 10 gigabit backbone as well too, for everything. So if I come in here, let's go to our single screen. And let me turn off this. All right, so inside of here, in DaVinci Resolve, this is what I do. You can do it on each individual track, or you can do it on the individual clip. So what you could do is come in here, click on this video, under Inspector, go to Audio, and you can turn on Voice Isolation. That would get rid of all the noise in the background. And you also have a dialogue leveler that will bring your audio up. So like, for example, I need to have an example of a video that has a lot of noise. So I think it was Galilee. Yeah. This is where I met a guy out when I was charging. And let me change where my files are located. Where is it at? Give me 1 second. Change the file location. Current. I should have did it for all of them. Well, is that, I only needed 1 file. Yeah, that's actually the file I needed. So let me show you this. Let me bring this over. I will make a new timeline, and I'm just going to use that 1 file. So let's turn it around so you can actually see it. And 1.8. All right, so if I play it right now, hopefully y'all should be able to hear this. Hey folks, I'm on the way home, but I want to give a big shout out to... Now, y'all hear all that noise in the background. That's just ambient noise. That's the charging, fans going and everything like that. I'm here charging, and I bumped into a guy while I was sitting here getting some food. He was like, "Are you the guy from YouTube?" All right, so if I click here, go to audio, and I'm going to turn on voice isolation first. Now let's play it again. Hey folks, I'm on the way home, but I want to give a... Look how much that killed. That killed all that audio. But then the same way, your dialogue leveler, that would bring your audio up if it was low as well too. Big shout out to... I'm here charging, and I bumped into a guy while I was sitting here getting... So those are the two things that I use. Now that was on the individual clip, but again, you could do it on the track itself. So I just hit the track here, and I can turn it on for the entire track as well too. So if I turn it on here, it's not on for that clip, but it's on the track. So let's play it again. Hey folks, I'm on the way home, but I want to give a big shout out. So either one of those will work. That's what I do in DaVinci Resolve, and just check that off. And that has made a lot of my audio better. And it must be because, again, like I said, I used to get everybody to say they had some issues with my audio. Back to Darren when he was talking about security cameras, and I highly recommend your church get security cameras. I've done the Rio Links, which are a cheap option as well too. But I mean, at this point, unfortunately, people is crazy. You need to have this stuff in place. He was saying that they're crucial a couple of years ago to provide footage for the court when a car hit the front of our church. Yeah, I've had that. We've used the cameras at Antioch. They were older cameras. But I had to go through there, and somebody broke into a house behind the church, and our cameras caught it. So we had to do that as well. So it's very beneficial. He was also saying Synology is also a great solution for network storage. Yeah, I have 2 of them, and I've probably had 5 over my entire time. Really like them. All right, Ralph, we're going to switch to Pro Presenter this weekend. Are USB to HDMI adapters good to use for 3 screens? And I'm going to use NDI. Yes, they do work fine. That's how I've used them in a couple of places. Back to Miriam for the design. Yes, we only need security cameras, but it is for another building on the church property. I have seen stuff where it is a dish that sends internet to the side building where it is on the Unify page. Yeah, that's the nano stations. That's what I was talking about that I use at football games, and that's what I've used to beam internet to another building at Signs and Wonders. But you still need something that's going to handle... you're still going to need a PoE switch to provide power to the cameras. And as long as the cameras are... You don't need a UDM Pro or a switch, but a Unify switch. You will need a switch to provide camera power to the cameras, as well as network access to the cameras. And all of them have to be on the same network so that the NVR can see it. So in that scenario, what you would do is something like this. So if we have a camera, and we'll just do these cameras here. So 1, 2. That, and then we'll have a PoE switch. So that's going to be here, and then we'll use the cloud for the interwebs, the internet. So you got your router and all that other stuff, right? We'll just use this generic one here. So the internet, come over here. And then this will go to your PoE switch. And then this is what provides power to your cameras and give it network access. So these can be unified ones. Just make sure that your PoE switch has enough power to support all the cameras that you have going to it, or you'll have them disconnecting because it doesn't have enough power to push out to each one. And that doesn't matter which type of switch you have. The 16 port that I used to have under my desk didn't push out enough power. So that's why I had to change it out. So and now you have your NVR. You know, and you were talking about the nano stations. Check my video out. That works the same way. So, you know, let's actually do that. So let's actually say that all of this is in the church building, right? You have the NVR connected here into this building, and and you got a nano station that's on this side that connects to that other building. Then you have the other one here. And can I switch it? Yeah. So that would be connected as well too. They talk to each other. They send the internet over between buildings. I've done this plenty of times and it works. And as long as all of these are on the same network, this has to have the same IP address in that same range that's over here. It has to be the same so that this way the NVR can see this and it'll be recorded. That's how that will work. So in this scenario, if you did that, if we go here to Unified, and again, they still have this deal, so you get a free camera if you go with here. I would go with, I don't know how many cameras you would go. I'll just say 2 right now. Buy your hard drives from Amazon. Don't buy them from here. So I'm just saying. So say you're going to use, I don't know. I'm just going to say that you're going to use 8 cameras, something like that. And honestly, you can have more storage if you do smart detections. So you'd have something like that. And then, you know, you get your cameras or whatever, like these bullet cameras. I just bought a 3-pack bundle. Say you get 2 of them. Technically, that's all you would need, but you would have to get your own PoE switch. And you have to have your own router, and it's handing that stuff off. So that's how you can get away with that. Hopefully that helps you. All righty. Good questions. Ender Austin. Worship presenter question. How can I use slides to OBS for lower thirds? Works great with songs and scriptures, but slides in presenter doesn't easily convert. Well, when you do slides, you need to make sure that you don't put a background into your slide, and you need to put the slide in the position for your lower third, and it can't have any type of background, graphics, colors, or anything, and then it will respond the exact same way. Hope that helps you. Philip Paul. Can the ATEM Mini Pro macros record volume adjustments at the audio section? If so, how can I do that? Yes, the macros will record anything that is being done on the ATEM. So, like, for example, I'm not going to do this on mine. I'm going to connect to the second one that I got here. So over here, say this is my audio coming in to the second ATEM. So if we wanted to record a macro, and we call it audio adjust, we record it, bring it down, turn that on, bring that down, turn that on, bring that down, turn that on, bring that down. All right, so now if I turn all this stuff up and we run the macro, it does all the settings. Macros record anything that is done inside of the ATEM software. So your answer is yes. It does. Let's see. If that's the case, all hymns should be exactly. That's the whole point. That's what I need y'all to understand. Certain stuff, if the way that these people are trying to use this copyright, that would mean if you walk down the street singing, humming Tony Braxton's Unbreak My Heart, somebody should bust out a window and flag you with a copyright. It doesn't work that way. As much as they try to say that. So like I said, it's just crazy how some people are just bad actors are just manipulating a lot of stuff that if you sit back and think about it, it does not make sense. And it's not valid. That's more a point I would say. Philip Hall also wants to know, what is the best way for the ATEM Mini Pro to stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time? Restream. That is the easiest way. If you want the ATEM to do it, is use a service like Restream or Caster to do that. Let's go to number 1. William wants to know, how do you go about getting a CCLI license? I need to follow back up with them. I wanted to sit down and have an interview with these folks to talk about this. But I mean, for the most part, you would just come out here and go to one of the license. Now, don't just blanket buy this. The CCL license, they only cover certain songs. So you need to go and see, is your song there? So like if I do Franklin's Love. And does it cover that song? No, it doesn't. You need to look at what songs are supported. So let's look at it again. Kurt Franklin. And maybe I shouldn't just do just the song. So it's not, it won't even let me search. Now it's doing it. That's crazy. All right, so let me search from here. So Kurt Franklin. You Still Love Us, Brighter Day. That's covered. So it looks like, no, this is song select. So I would assume if they have it, it's covered here. So Love Theory is in there. That's cool. I'm still not seeing the song. I'm talking about love, a word that comes and goes, but few people really know what it means to really love somebody. Now, if that was true, I would probably get hit just for singing that. Even though, I don't know. That's crazy. So that's almost saying you can't sing anything without anybody's permission. That doesn't make sense. So I'm not seeing the song in here so far. But before you get it, look to see if the license covers the song. It's no point in you buying a license and it doesn't even cover any of the songs that you're looking for, that you're going to be using. But you would just come through here, get started, your location, church, your organization. Maybe I should do this as other. It won't even let me do it. I would do it under company. It won't let me do it that way. So you put your information, all this other stuff, and you just pretty much go through there. But again, the first thing is make sure you search for any license that you do. Does it cover the songs that you're going to be using? Because then if not, that's going to be a waste of you purchasing anything. Yeah, but it's not really Sony. It's somebody that adds their name as if it's Sony. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Now this one, this is legit. You can't play a trailer to a movie. You still need to have permission. So this is a legit claim that you shouldn't have been. They should not have done. But like this one, I don't know. They used to show who actually was trying to lay claim to this. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, this is the classic. Capital CMG Publishing, Latin author, Latin author. None of them own this. They are well known for some ripoff stuff. So, like, if I come in here, I mean, just like song search. Let's see what song they're claiming. Every praise. Let's see. Hezekiah Walker, artist. See, I don't. This is just sus to me. This just does not make sense. Little Eva music. Like that doesn't see that's the only thing. Some of the stuff does not seem legit. And I mean I researched this stuff. Now they're claiming that this actually is them. Maybe it's possible. But some of the other ones just don't make sense. That's why I try and research a lot of the stuff. Like, let me see what this one is when we all get to heaven. Sony Music. When we all get to heaven? What? I don't understand how in the world this is on here. I mean that's a hymn. I don't. All right, so like when we all get to heaven, hymn. Now this is what I like to do. So I'll go to hymnary that we use for a lot of hymnals to get the words from it, and we come in here, sing a song, sing the wondrous love of Jesus. So we got that. But if we come down to the bottom, this is who wrote the song. And then we're looking for copyright, public domain. You don't own that. This is what I would do. I would copy this stuff. And when I fight that, well, actually, let's see if we can fight it. I would come in here and I'm going to do this dispute. Public domain. The song referenced is in the public domain and is not owned by the claiming company. So I copy this. And copyrights are for 250 years after the person's death, or is it 150 years? I can't remember. It's one of those. So I check this off. We put a name. And we'll dispute that. And I'll come back. Y'all need to remind me to come back and see what the status of that is. So we can see how that goes. They have 30 days. Most of the time they drop it because they don't want to approve it because that song is in the public domain. So no, Sony does not own that. Anyway, so let's go to our next one. Always a fun adventure. G. Albert, copyright strike. This is an ongoing argument that I've had with someone on the technology side of the house. They think that we don't own the rights. Yeah, keep trying that. I after I did that video, I don't argue with people over that anymore. So, William, what camera are you using for the live stream? I've noticed that it's pushing 4K. Well, this camera right here in front of me is a Blackmagic cinema camera 4K. This one over here is the Famaco. It's still on zone. Hold on, let me get it off my dome. off. There we go. That is a Formaco 4K PTZ. That is the PTZ Optics 1080p Move SE. That right there is the BZB Gear 4K PTZ. And that is my overhead SMT AV 10X PTZ. Now, my ATEM only supports 1080p, but what you are seeing that streams to that is, if I can scoop my chair up close enough for you to see, that is my 4K web presenter right there that is cranking up everything at 4K. So you see that number up to the, well, yeah, that's streaming 4K. Actually, let me go to the screen. That would probably be easier for you to see. See, that's streaming everything at 4K. So it's taking the output from my streaming PC, which is running vMix right there. That is sending that signal to the web presenter, and the web presenter is up converting it to 4K. And that's what's doing that. So I hope that answers your question. Back here, our PTZ was unknowingly installed on a wall that shakes when the AC unit is on. How can we fix temporarily? We are moving soon, so don't want to move the camera now. What I did in a scenario like that, I used I took the projector. I took the camera down, and I got the shock absorbers that go under a washer and dryer, and that's what I put there. Let me see. I think I still got some more left in the garage. Yeah, so actually it shows everything that I ordered with this. So I got these, and I put them in between the wall and the mount. And it's really meant for the bottom of here, but if it can suppress that, that's what I put. And then at Greater Faith, they wanted even more because they have the exact same scenario. Their stuff flooded, and they had to put a new HVAC in, and it's right behind where the camera is. So we ended up getting this monstrosity on here. So the camera goes in here. So we have that absorber against the wall, and then this sits between the camera and the mount. And this is meant for cameras that go on a car, for absorbing cars like this. And our camera sits on top of that. So it absorbs a lot. I mean, it looks ugly, but that's what it uses to handle all the absorption there. Rob, yes, actually it does. I use Bench to handle all of my accounting. I was gonna say they're very expensive. They are, but it takes a lot of stuff off my plate. But they recommended me move to an S corp because now as an LLC I have to pay for self-employment tax. When I moved to an S corp, I didn't. So the benefits made it easier. And then especially with me trying to buy a house and your main income as an LLC is a pain. So I also moved to an S corp so that I'm paid as an employee. So I have a traditional W-2 to present to people when I show my income. If I'm trying to, do a business and stuff like that. Kenneth. Hi, AJ. We recently had the flooring redone, but inexplicably, the HDMI connections to the TVs via a splitter just stopped working. The TV are not receiving a signal. We've tried new cables. That's strange. What type of cables are you doing? What I would do, get yourself a fiber optic HDMI. They're cheap. You can get them 100 feet for maybe like $60. Just run it across the floor and just connect it just to make sure it's not the ports or nothing that's damaged first. If you know that cable running on the floor works, then it's something in between. That's the problem. That's why I always have an extra one right here that I use on occasion. I used to give them all away, but now I keep one just in case. So like when we do the graduation, this is going to be the one that actually connects the camera that's on the stage where the graduates come. And then my camera, which is I might actually take one of the PTZs. Last time it was so bright I couldn't use it outside, but I might try it this time. If I do that, then I can control everything, and then I don't have to worry about it. But that's what I would do. Rob, you said it. I didn't want to bring it up. I used LegalZoom when I did my stuff, but they kept charging me to maintain my stuff over the years, and I never signed off of that. I went through a long, drawn-out process with the BBC, the Better Business Bureau. I'm talking about the British Broadcasting. None of that, but I went through the Better Business Bureau to get them removed. That's who I used, but it was a pain because they just wanted to lock. Like I had to pay them forever to be in business. They were like my legal, the legal advocate or whoever you have to have on file that files your paperwork and stuff. I found somebody in Virginia that does that for about 10 times less than what they do. So yeah, it works. They just make sure you don't sign them up, or they automatically sign themselves up to be your advocate or whatever it's called. You can call me Maddie, no problem. And thanks for the reply. And one more question. I'm facing the problems with audio M-Track and video live streaming in a big church. Just gave me a small explain how it works. I think the M-Track is the other one that I use if that's the audio interface. What issues exactly are you getting? Is it a delay? If it's a delay, it could be that the processing power on the computer is having an issue trying to sync both of those up. And is it a Mac or a Windows PC that you're using? Justin, thank you for your response. I would love a video about the process of starting this type of business. I will work on something like that. What are your thoughts on 256K BPS audio bitrate on OBS rather than the standard? Honestly, the only people who are audio files and video files are the only ones who are going to notice it. So it doesn't really matter. Like, for example, if I go back over to mine, let me see what mine is set up to. Yeah, so I'm still at 160. It doesn't really matter, to be quite honest. But if that's what you want to change, I've never heard anybody complain, man, this sounds like the bit rate isn't right. I mean, it's up to you. This is what I use, but again, I think you drop below that, that's when people will start noticing it, but I don't think it's an issue. Dean wants to know, have you used the feature in DaVinci that can recognize people and search for instances of people in the clip? No, I have not used that because typically it's just me in there, but I haven't used that, but I will try and play around with that. Mike, is the noise isolation a paid studio feature? I'm not sure, but we can check. Let me log into Antioch system. I built this computer to do editing, but nobody uses it. And let's see if it's on there. Oh, man. So what I think I'm going to do is, I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again. We're going to do a full setup of video of everything that's going to go at St. Matthew's. We have the X32. We're going to set up everything, and hopefully that would help y'all. Okay, I don't have access to this video. I need to find where there's a video somewhere I can get to. Let's see. I just need a video to use. Yeah, they didn't want the NAS, so that's why that NAS was removed. Raw video archive. You can see nobody has maintained this since it left. Well, this should work. We'll use this video. Media. All right, we'll use this. And I was going to say it has dual monitors. That's why I was like, where is everything? All right, so we'll use this. And let's see. And the main thing is we want to see if the dialogue leveler is available, but it looks like the isolation, the voice isolation, is a studio feature. So hopefully that answers your question there, Mike. Go ahead and shut that down. And we go over to the next one. I was going to say, it felt like we're going really long. It's not even noon yet. Actually, I do have a hard stop because I need to go pick up a TV and bring it over here, and then go from there. G. Albert wants to know, in the future, can you produce a live stream showing us alternatives to remote into a remote location? I will work on that. Alistair here. Hi, AJ. I'm not sure if it was asked already. What's your thoughts on OC Go Stream? Would you be doing a tutorial showing hookup of a live stream church environment, lower thirds? I've been meaning to do that. I have that one right here. I haven't had a chance to do. Every time I tried to do a part 2 to this video, something happened. The audio went out in my recordings. But I will do a video. I think next month, since I'm taking some time off, I can spend most of that time to do follow-up training videos and stuff like that. Rhonda, I would say in anybody, if you get the studio version, I got the studio version 4 years ago. It gives you a code, and it's a one-time purchase, and you get all of the upgrades. I got the studio version at version 13, and every time I upgrade it, it's there. So it's a good purchase. I actually got another copy when I got the speed editor, so that I have a copy on both of these two computers, and it gives that license work on two computers. Then I got another one for my laptop and for my Mac. So that's how I do that. Philip Paul wants to know, regarding my question about the macros record, can we make a slowly fade down or fade through the macros? Yes. Again, it will record everything. You would have to record and put in time. There was a pause button at the top when you do your macro. So when you record a macro, if I was going to make another one, you'll come here. I just say pausing. And you would add a pause here, and you put the amount of time that you will want in between. So, if you want it, bring it down, add a time, how many seconds? I want it to wait 5 seconds, add a pause, do it again. You have to make that whole thing. And yes, that would work for you. Mr. Skilla, can you do a what's in my bag for Sundays as a church tech? Yeah, somebody asked me that, especially when I went to Alabama. I will work on that as well, too. Let me see. Jesus Media wants to know, why does our church live stream keep stopping? Well, I don't know. It could be a couple of things. Is there any particular time where it ends? Is it always ending at the same time? Are you playing content that you don't own or stuff like that? Are you getting comments of telling you? Most of the time, is it because your computer's slowing down and it just ends? There could be a multitude of reasons why that is, but we need a little bit more detail to help you with that. Yeah, I have Twitch on there. I didn't look at it. I didn't bring the comments up because most of the time, Twitch, I get bots on there that send me a bunch of nonsense. Oh, so that was your comment. So my apologies. I see it now. Yeah, I stream there. I need to actually get on there and get back to gaming, as if I have time to play video games. But yeah, I do typically monitor, but the last few times, this just happened to be the day I didn't monitor it. And I had real comments. So let me respond on here. But yeah, I do, and I think that would work. I really think everybody should set up a Twitch page as backup, just in case. So if Facebook goes down, I can go to YouTube. If YouTube goes down, I can go to Facebook. If Facebook goes down, I can go to Twitch. If Twitch goes down, I can go to Instagram. If Instagram goes down, once I get enough subscribers, I can go to X. If X goes down, I can always go to Vimeo. It's always have redundancy in case something happens. That's what it. Rob, thank you for that. Registered agent. LegalZoom was my registered agent, and they were charging like $700 a year. And my registered agent, which is in Virginia Beach, is $120 a year. And they kept charging me, even though I wrote in saying that I did not want them anymore. And I had the new agent, but they kept charging me as if they were my registered agent. I sent them screenshots saying, no, you're not. You have not been my registered agent for 3 years. And they tried to say I owed them $2,700 for 3 years of back service. So I had to show all of that paperwork. And literally, when I filed it with a Better Business Bureau, one of the head executives at LegalZoom gave me her personal number to get this stuff sorted out. I got refunded. And it was funny. Last year, they sent me a bill again. And then I contacted her, and she said, don't worry, I got you. I mean, it was crazy. Let me do these last couple of ones here. Fortnite, heck no. My nephew played that. I couldn't get into that. What I'm playing right now is Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth is coming out in about 4 days. I'm going to play through that. I need to finish getting through the other one. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Very good game. I just got the last couple of things to get a platinum in that. What else? There's a couple of other ones. I mean, I'm on PlayStation Plus, so I get all these free games. I rarely buy any new games. If I do, I barely get around to get a chance to play them, but that's about it. Noemi, any social media apps that monitor all social media comments during your live stream? If you're talking about live stream, I would do that in Prism. Prism brings all of those together. William wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Stream Deck for a church live stream? Oh, the Stream Deck. That is what you can't see it. That is actually what I am using right now. I got a couple of them. I mean, I got this one right here that's controlling that, and then I have the other one that's controlling everything that's on the computer, and then I actually have two more. Typically, if I'm working with a church that they're not technically savvy and they're using OBS, I would install the Stream Deck, and then I only set up the 5 buttons for them to use, and that's the only thing that they need to use. I think it's a great tool for that. Lamar, in OBS, have you any experience streaming in 5.1 instead of that? No, I have not done that. I guess I should play around with that, but no, I have not. Dean was saying, I got to get you in Star Citizen. Man, as much as I want to play, Jerry, purchase the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor for $400 includes. Yeah, that's how I got my other one, my other license. I got the first license when I bought this camera. I bought the Speed Editor. That's how I got the other license. I think that's gonna be it, folks, because I realize I gotta pick up this TV and bring it over here before because I think tomorrow is the last day that I can get it for the extended hold. This is gonna be the TV for Union Branch that I'm installing, that we did their install maybe about a year and a half ago, and now they want to add the TV in the sanctuary, which is gonna be pretty simple. I don't have to get on a ladder or nothing like that. It's right there at head level to put the TV up, so it's going to be real easy to get to. And I got to run one cable, and that cable is about 20 feet from where our converter is. So really cool for that. So I think that is about it. Y'all, thank y'all so much. I want to give a big shout out to our supporters, our Patreon supporters, and our YouTube members. If you like what we do here, folks, realize I don't take endorsements and all this other stuff like that. I wish somebody would reach out, so I would, but I don't. But everything we do here is supported by this, our Patreon supporters and our YouTube members. And if you like what we do here, you can get started at Patreon by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. We have discounts that we give all of our giveaways. Anybody who is a supporter, we add you into our giveaways twice. So you have 2 times the chances of winning. At different levels, you get access to have a free consultation with me for an hour every month. And that's just my way of doing back. You also get access to our roundtables that you can watch at any point in time that you want on YouTube as a member, or on Patreon. I post them in both locations. And just want to thank y'all for that. Some of y'all have been supporting for quite a while, so I really appreciate that. So if no one's ever told you, thank you for everything that you're doing, folks. Hey, I do my media talks to show you that I feel the same way. Just because AJ's here and this and this doesn't mean the stuff doesn't annoy the daylights out of me, and I get frustrated. Have my heart broken, hurts. I sit back and praying, God, why do I have to keep going through this? Why are people being difficult? All I'm trying to do is serve you. I say this to be transparent, to know that if you're feeling that way, you're not the only one. Some people might think, oh, AJ, you're at this level. No, I'm not at this level. I'm at the same level as you. I just have more people calling. It's the same thing. It's just, if anything, it's more stress. I hope me doing this gives you encouragement that you can do it, because I know I need encouragement, and I'm trying to be the person that I need it. So that's why I try to tell you, I appreciate what you're doing. Whether you're spending your own money, you're spending your own time, you're spending your sweat equity, doing all this other stuff, thank you for what you're doing. I know I'm not a part of your ministry, but something would be missing if you weren't doing what you were doing. So I appreciate what you're doing. Even if I'm not a part of your ministry, I want to thank you for what you're doing, because you don't have to be doing it. So thank you for what you're doing. Continue what you're doing as best as I can. I'm here to try and help y'all. Please encourage one another, because you never know what people are going through. You don't know the edge people are at, where they're about ready to quit. I do this not just to have my own little empire. What I want to do is build this up so that y'all realize there are other people in your city, state, country, and world that are doing the same thing to you, to form bonds so that we can all reach everybody together instead of us trying to reach everybody by ourselves. All right. So I hope y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are over the world, and we'll be catching y'all in the next video, folks. Later.